This is INCRadio DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello.
Hola!
Bonjour.
Konnichiwa.
Ni hao.
Ciao!
Annyeonghaseyo.
Mabuhay!
Welcome to Washington State.
Explore the sights. Discover new things.
Appreciate the arts, music, and food.
Travel to new places.
Meet the people.
Make new friends.
In other words, come home with us.
Come home with us.
This is INCRadio Seattle, Washington.
Alrighty. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our viewers and listeners all around the world. My name is Brother Joshua Weber from the local congregation of Everett here in the sometimes cloudy, today fairly sunny district of Washington State. Thank you all so much for joining us on this wonderful Saturday. As you know, many of us have seen in our title for our broadcast today we are checking in for the summer. And what that means is we're going to be going ahead and talking about, our summer jobs, whether that's jobs that we had during the summer or volunteer times that we did, especially during those summer times. Joining us today, we have Brother Gabe Johnson. So without further ado, Brother Gabe, go ahead and introduce yourself and give any shout outs if you have any at this time.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Brother Gabe Johnson from the locale of Everett. So yeah, shout out to the locale of Everett. Shout out to my family in Tacoma. And thanks for having me.
Always lovely to have you, Brother Gabe. Joining us also today is Sister Kate. Sister Kate, go ahead and introduce yourself and give any shout outs if you have any at this time.
Hello, my name is Sister Kate. I'm also from the local of Everett, and shout out the local of Everett as well. And the rest of my family also in Everett.
Big shout outs to Everett today. Also joining us today for our correspondence and for a little bit of discussion as well is our very own as well, Sister Hazel, my mother. Go ahead and introduce yourself and give any shout outs if you have any.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. This is Sister Hazel Valdez again from the local of Everett. And shout out to the local of Everett and, of course, Oak Harbor, who's always there supporting us every weekend. And also to the local of Marysville and to everyone, to the entire district of Washington State. Thank you so much.
Perfect. All right. And before we get into our discussion today, which of course, again, is about our summer jobs or checking in for the summer, we have our YouTube question of the day. And that is, what is your favorite memory from a past summer job? One more time. What is your favorite memory from a past summer job? Or if you are currently working a summer job, what is so far your favorite memory? We'll go ahead and read those as we go through our discussion today. All right, so let's start off with Brother Gabe. Brother Gabe, why do, in your opinion, do people choose to get a summer job?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the obvious reason was to make some money and to also, get some job experience, especially when you're 16, just kind of learning what it's like to have a job and to go every day into work and work 40 hours a week. I think that's important so that you're not, graduating high school or college and going right into the workforce and having no idea what to expect. I think that's important.
And how about you, Sister Kate? Is there anything else you'd like to add on to that, or has Brother Gabe pretty much nailed that?
I think he did a great job saying that. And I think it is the obvious kind of choice that you do want to make more money, but it does kind of help you figure out, how you do in the working world.
It's perfect. It's like a nice little step into the workforce without, the full commitment just yet, especially for our brothers and sisters that are just starting to get their summer jobs here, throughout high school. Now, Sister Kate, what would you say are some of the common summer jobs for teens or students?
I feel like the popular summer jobs are, being a barista, like working at a coffee shop. I know when I was still a student, I tried really hard to get into like a smoothie shop during the summer. But they were never really hiring. But it was, I don't know, it seemed like a fun place to be. And I know the other popular kind of choice is retail. So kind of those types of like work things people tend to, or I'd say younger people tend to choose.
How about in your experience, Brother Gabe? What kind of other jobs would you say that some kind of gravitate towards, especially since it's like summertime?
I mean, in my experience, it was mostly just fast food. They're always hiring, so it's easy for 16-year-olds to get on there. If you have swimming experience, you could be a lifeguard, which is nice. I did both, and then I did landscaping too, which is, they're always looking for people, looking for hands. Yeah, I'd say those are the popular ones.
Okay. So how about, I know you had mentioned, both had working in, fast food, which I know many of us can kind of have that shared experience with that. So what would you say is kind of like a favorite memory from one of those summer jobs that you have done? Like, I know you had also mentioned like lifeguard. So like what kind of memories would you have there?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite memory probably wasn't the job itself, because it's actually pretty boring, just sitting there watching the pool all day. But there was like a tryout or a test, like a swimming test, to actually be approved to be a lifeguard. And that was a lot of fun. It was like 3 days, and I had a lot of friends from high school that were also doing it. So it was just, we were all just suffering together, treading water for 20 minutes or whatever it was. But yeah, we made a lot of friends that summer, just in the break rooms. But the actual job of being a lifeguard can be pretty boring.
Thankfully, there's no emergency, so that's why it's boring. But yeah, we have a few comments here that we'd like to read. We have a greeting from Sister Narissa Domingo. Happy anniversary, brethren, in Federal Way, from #Des Moines. Another greeting from Sister Cora Gamiao. It was fun last night watching the Mariners game, and they won. It was also my first time to go there and watch baseball in the T-Mobile Stadium, #Marysville. Of course, we're not sponsored by the Seattle Mariners, nor are we sponsored by T-Mobile. But yes, I know many of us were there last night. It was a very fun experience. And one more response for our actual YouTube question for today from Brother Von Torres. My first summer job I had was in 1986, working with my Uncle Nelson and our family business as a delivery and purchasing assistant. I made $2.25 per hour back then. #Oak Harbor. There we go. All right. Now I see another comment here from Sister Simple. Hi, Ate Hazel. You look amazing. You look younger, pa. #Marysville. There we go, Sister Hazel, directly towards you. So what would you like to say to Sister Simple? Oh, there we go.
Thank you so much, Sister Simple, because we were talking about that before we started the show, because my son, Brother Joshua, is making fun of my haircut because it's too short, he said. But yeah, we were going to have a poll, but no. Thank you, Sister Simple. You're so nice. Yeah. Thank you.
Of course, it was all in good fun. We're not being mean, really, to one another, but yes, it is a nice haircut. I guess we'll also ask you, Sister Hazel, about if you had a favorite memory from a past summer job.
Oh goodness, my summer job was a long time ago, and I was still in the Philippines. Actually, I was not supposed to work, but a friend of mine started her job, and I told her, well, might as well, I'll join you. We worked folding clothes, and actually during lunchtime, my mom, which is your grandma, will send food for lunchtime for me, and then a lot of people will just look at me because it was a lot of food that she's gonna send, and I'm feeding my friends and the mom who recruited us. But also I did work at McDonald's, not sponsored, but McDonald's. But that's my first, actually, it's not just summer job, but my first job here in the US when we came here. And I had so much fun. It's like it's not work for me at that time. It's like having fun with the other crew members because it's fun. We're almost the same age. I was gonna say same. Yeah, I was 19, so I was young, and that was 20 years ago.
I believe you. I believe you, despite knowing my own age. But I believe you, Sister Hazel. How about you, Sister Kate? What about you? Having any like favorite memories, whether that's job specifically in the summer or even like volunteering?
Well, as we were chatting about this topic, I realized I did an internship kind of before I had gone into like a full-time job. And it was around the time when I was still a little bit of a student. I had written for a paper, a local newspaper. And it was really interesting because I had to go to a lot of like events. I wouldn't really say there was like a specific like memory that was like my favorite, but I thought the experience of like going around to like these little events and having to write about it was really fun. Though I did kind of learn through my experience that news is very stressful, so I did not go on that path.
I mean, there we go. There's the important experience that we had learned, through our through those summer jobs or even internships. Now, I kind of want to pull back to Brother Gabe. Not specifically just about the lifeguarding, but is there anything that you had learned, like maybe even new about yourself that kind of surprised you when doing like these kind of summer jobs?
Yeah, when I was doing landscaping, kind of, I was picking up trash as well, but I really learned that I love working outside and I love just having limited supervision, just getting my job done and not having to be around other people. I love just, being out in nature, doing my tasks and not having to worry about anybody else. So I really like that part.
That's cool. I know I can definitely relate to that. Being able to just get in and do your things that you need to get done, and being reliant on all those things that you're doing. It's great, to be able to find out those kind of things. How about you, Sister Hazel? I know. What kind of things did you learn about yourself? When you could even include within your first job that you had here in the United States, like what's something new that you had learned about yourself or surprised you?
Well, when we first got here, of course, I was kind of shy. I am. I was. See you smiling, but see, of course, we just came from the Philippines, so it was kind of tough adjusting to, of course, to the new surroundings, to new people, creating new friendships. But we did create new friendships, and that's what we learned to. That's actually my first job that I had to work. And then I was happy for, like, how much was it I was making, for something an hour? That was the minimum then. I'm aging myself, but yeah, it wasn't the money that we're earning. It's the people that we work with. It was so fun. And they became like our family here, a new family in the US. Our managers, we have a hostess before too at McDonald's. Now I don't think they have any more hostess, but I remembered her name, Bonnie. She was really nice to us. She's the one that helped us a lot and was very kind to us because we cannot speak English that well. We can understand English, but conversational English is different. It was tough. Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Hazel, for sharing. I'll ask the same question to Sister Kate. But before we go into that, we have a few more responses from Sister Cora. We have, mine was working at KFC in Aloha State, Hawaii. Of course, not sponsored by KFC, but that's awesome. Another response from Brother Andrew Santa Monica, hashtag Seattle. I am in my summer job. There we go. Working currently. Another response from Brother Vaughn. The best memory working for the first time was when I got my first paycheck, cashing it in at the bank and finally spending it. Again in 1986. No direct deposit back then. Hashtag Oak Harbor. And then one more response from Sister Rosalina Brown. I missed summer in the Philippines, having fun at Boracay, fishing different kinds of beautiful color of fish during the night, creating castles in the sand, and feels like when you're feeling younger. Those kind of feelings. It's wonderful times like that. So, Sister Kate, once again, just to put the question back in. What is something new that you kind of learned about yourself or surprised you during your time working working during the summer?
I think maybe what surprised me was oh man, this is a little hard. I don't know what really surprised me. I think I had found out I didn't love going into my initial plan of like going into news. I didn't end up loving it as much, and I had taken another internship after I had graduated during the summer, working for more video, and that was what I ended up really liking. So it was a little unexpected, I'd say, because I think I had this idea of another path and then I chose something else. I think I also don't love a big leadership role. At least not at this moment in my career, and I guess even back then when I was younger. I like kind of working with a team and kind of putting together something for like a bigger like product. That's what I ended up really like, that collaboration with other people.
And that's that, those kind of things are important. And, it's wonderful that you're able to find out those things, because having to find those out maybe way later down the line is, it could be kind of, oh, now I don't know what to do. But like when it's early on, it's kind of nicer. So you can really kind of set your path on what you want to do, because like you said, there's things that you can want to do, but then once you finally get to experience it, you're like, maybe that's not really for me. So it's good to have that experience, and we're all glad that you were able to get that experience. So that's really cool. I've had this thought kind of itching at the back of my head now. Brother Gabe, I know you had mentioned about the lifeguard. Where exactly was it that you had worked for the lifeguarding?
Yeah, I worked at Wild Waves in Federal Way when I was 16 for a couple of months there. But yeah, I guess the most popular one we have here.
That's true. We're not sponsored by Wild Waves, but I know a lot of us here, I don't know, we're all like clapping and like kind of like, yay. It is definitely one of the more kind of staple water parks to go to here in Washington State, especially during the summertime, because they are open, I believe, the summer and fall time, but only the water park mainly during the summertime, where there's an actual reason to want to be in the water. Because during the fall time, I believe it's only the theme park that's open. Brother Gabe, if you can.
Yeah, you're right. Just the roller coasters are open. Yeah, the water, I don't know when they actually shut the water park down, probably early fall, but yeah, after that it's just roller coasters and stuff.
And kind of to piggyback off of the last time I was hosting, we were talking about the Washington State Fair, and it's just kind of fun for me to be able to kind of continue that theme going into my next broadcast that I'm doing here. So that's really cool. So now we are going to be closing out our discussion here. So before we go, except for Sister Hazel, because she's going to be leading our next section here for our CFO in action. So you're not done yet, Sister Hazel. But for Brother Gabe and Sister Kate, first with Brother Gabe, what advice do you have for someone that's trying to get a summer job or even volunteer work?
When I was doing it, my parents always told me, go in person, ask for the manager, give them your resume. And I don't think it's never not worked for me getting one of those entry-level jobs. So I would say applying online is probably tougher than actually going in, talking to someone, seeing them face to face. So go in, give them your resume, introduce yourself, and I bet it would work out.
And now, how about you, Sister Kate? What kind of advice would you give?
I think the advice I'd give, maybe more on like the volunteering and internship side. I'd say really like go into it, trying out things you wouldn't usually do, because I think volunteering and interning are opportunities that you're able to kind of do and figure out what you want to do. And there's really no, I wouldn't say there's no room for mistakes because you could mess up, but it's a lot more forgiving, because you're not in this giant position, or maybe even like in an official position. So you're able to kind of try things out, and figure out what you want to do. So really, really put your all if you're in a volunteer or intern position.
Great, solid advice. Even like what Sister Kate said, what we had even mentioned before, getting those kind of things, those experiences done early is great. But even if you're starting a little bit later, don't feel bad. Everyone has to start somewhere. Apply yourself. Definitely apply yourself. Get out there, get that experience, and get yourself going. So don't ever feel discouraged to just keep moving. There we go. So before we go on with our CFO in action, rather, with Sister Hazel, I'd like to announce our hashtag winners from last week. For our local level, in third place, we have the local of Oak Harbor. There we go. Round of applause for Oak Harbor in third place. Next, we have in second place the local of Marysville. There we go, Marysville. And now, in the number one spot for the local of the most hashtags for last week's broadcast, we have the local of Seattle. There we go. Congrats, Seattle. There we go. A lot of representation for Seattle in our last week's broadcast. And now for our top brethren, or the commenters, in our YouTube channel, our YouTube chat. We have in our third spot, Sister Sharonelle Dement from the local of Renton. There we go. In our number two spot, we have Sister Melanie Maravilla from the local of Marysville. There we go. And last but not least, actually our number one spot for our most comments from our brethren last week is Sister Chrislyn Torres from the local of Oak Harbor. There we go. I know she's downstairs probably going, yes! Oh, she's upstairs. Well, still, she's going to be celebrating as well. So there we go. Thank you all so much for your love and support. And it's always a lot of fun to have all of our representation from all of our locals, and especially from each individual member themselves. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and go into our CFO in action with Sister Hazel. So, Sister Hazel, Mom, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Brother Josh, son. Before our activities, I would like to say happy birthday to my brother-in-law, Brother Von Torres. He will be celebrating his birthday on June 16th. Yes, June 16th. I have to. It is June 16th. So happy birthday. And they're always supporting us every single week. Sister Chrislyn and Brother Von Torres. So for the past activities, June 7th, we had our Everett local tennis seminar and tournament. I missed out because I was somewhere else, sorry, but it looks so much fun. And I would like to learn that but I'm scared of the ball. Next time. June 13, which was yesterday, we had the CFO family bonding at the T-Mobile Park for Mariners game. And of course, we won. And shout out to all the brethren who showed up last night. We had so much fun. And then for future activities, June 21st, Kadiwa sponsored flag football at in Oak Harbor at Fort Nugent Park. I've never seen a flag football game, so I'm interested to watch, not to join, because I know I'm not I'm not going to be able to compete with the young ones. And also on June 22nd, Binhi sponsored board game activity at the local of Kent. That one I might be able to do, but that's Binhi sponsored. But that's all I have for this upcoming week. Back to you, my brother Joshua Son.
Thank you, Sister Hazel, Mom. Alrighty, and we're going to go ahead into our next segment, which of course is our hidden treasures. So without further ado, Kuya Tech, if you could pull that up. Thank you so much, Paul.
One tuning in to INCRadio Seattle. My name is Brother Jim Shank from the local congregation of Bellingham, Washington. And today's hidden treasures, I'll be taking you around Boulevard Park. The Boulevard Park is a community park on Bellingham Bay. It used to be the waterfront industry of Fairhaven's early history. Established in 1980 and is now a favorite place among locals for walks and recreation. You will find a playground, picnic tables, performing stage, trails, and pocket beaches. There's a coffee shop inside the park that was originally a steam turbine building. Ongoing improvements and extensions to the original park boundaries has been an ongoing improvement plan. One of which is a quarter-mile boardwalk that links the Boulevard Park to the Fairhaven District. The boardwalk provides outstanding waterfront access, a great place to watch sunsets and to socialize. That is all for me today. Thanks for joining INCRadio Seattle. I'll see you later.
Alrighty, and it had come to my attention that Sister Hazel actually also has another shout out that she would like to say before we go and sign off for today. So Sister Hazel, back to you one more time.
Thank you, Brother Joshua. And no, it's just part two. Brother Vaughn's birthday twin, my beautiful niece, Sister Kyla Garcia from the local of Everett. Happy birthday again on June 16th. Back to you, brother.
Thank you, Sister Hazel. There we go, Sister Kyla. We didn't forget. Now, before we close off for today, of course, we have our cliffhanger kind of question for us today, leading in to our broadcast for next week. And that is, now that summer is in full swing, are you planning to take a vacation out of the state? Or maybe you're wanting to stay and have a staycation instead. Well, tune in next week to see which one is right for you for this summer. And we'll go ahead and talk more about that next week in our next broadcast next Saturday. Of course, same time, same place. So, of course, the same time, same place is for our ways to tune in. Of course, our YouTube channel, which is the INCRadio DZEM 954. And if you're already watching here and you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click the subscription button and as well as the bell icon that appears afterwards. So that way you could stay up to date with not only our satellite here in Seattle, but all of our other other satellites all around the world. There are a bunch of great topics being discussed every single day. So not only do we have the YouTube channel, but we also have the INCradio.org. And with that, we'd like to say our special thank yous and shout outs to Brother Eduardo Manalo, our Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Manalo, our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Ramil Regino, our District Minister, Brother Relly Rivera, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Chris Valdez, our CFO Overseer, Brother Manly Andaya, our Executive Producer, of course, the listeners, and last but definitely not the least, the INC Radio Tech Crew. Thank you all so much for your love and support. None of this would be possible without the support of each and every single one of you. So, from INC Radio Seattle, we will see you later.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the